Hi everybody, it's John again here with Bike to Table. The bikes are in storage, so we're going to chit chat a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to play for you a couple more minutes of my Tail of the Dragon ride, and let's talk about things. What's on your mind? I'll tell you what's on mine. Hi everybody, welcome back to Bike to Table, channel where we go for a little ride, enjoy the road and all things riding. Then we head to my kitchen, make a meal that's easy, fun to cook, and delicious. I'm John, I'm up here in Northeast Ohio, and as you saw in the preview and in my previous videos, we just put the bikes into winter storage, so I'm showing you more of my ride on the famous Tail of the Dragon. Now, we needed the garage space so we can have both cars inside. I'm not sure where you're at. If you want to, let me know down below in the comments. I'm up here in Northeast Ohio. We get something called lake effect snow. Basically, what it is when the conditions are right, which seems to be quite a lot, we can get anywhere between a few inches of snow to about 2 feet, depending on where you're at. Now, there's a little town that's a little south of us here, probably about like maybe 10 miles away. Now, it's had a record snowfall recently, over the last couple years, of over 60 inches. That's 5 feet of snow during one of these snow events. So, yeah, we get buried. So it definitely comes in handy to have both sides of the garage open for our vehicles. Anyway, back to the bikes. Just a chit-chat. I was just thinking about what's new coming up, what I could talk about. I'm not sure if anyone has seen the lineup for the 2021 Harley-Davidsons. They have a few new models that I'm looking forward to going into the dealership here and taking a quick look at. Now, there's 2 electric bikes coming out, the Iron E12 and E16. You know, how do you guys feel about the electric bikes? You know, comment below. Something else that is coming out, there's a new Softail that's coming out. It's just called the Softail Custom. So that's going to be interesting to take a look at. 2 entries that I'm really excited about seeing in the dealership is the Bronx 975 and the Bronx 1250. Now, these are the first Harley branded sports bikes that are standalone bikes. You know, they left Buell years ago. You know, they cut ties with them. But these bikes are Harley branded sports bikes. They look really cool. I'm really excited to see these things. They're powered by what they call the RevMax engine. Now, for the 975 model, that's coming in at 115 horsepower and 70 foot-pounds of torque. That's a lot. But to outdo that is the 1250. Now, that has a huge 145 horsepower and 90 foot-pounds of torque. And that's as stock. Now, these things are going to be fast. So I'm really excited to see what these look like, what they sound like. I really hope that's going to be part of the Harley days where you go out and test ride these things. Another bike that I'm excited to look at is the Pan America. Now this is again, they're stepping into this new world here with these adventure touring bikes. Now these things are going to have the knobby tires. They're going to be street legal too. Now this sounds really cool because it can go off-road. It'll carry your equipment, you know, through the woods. It'll go across the stream, around the boulders, and you can get to a campsite that's completely out of the way. Just go up the hill, and there you go. You can set it up and ride your Harley-Davidson up that hill and have it be okay. And set up your campsite, have everything that you need. So I'm really excited about that. But the other interesting thing is they have cut every CVO from any riding platforms through the lineup. So not even an Ultra, not a Street Glide, not a Softail, none of them. Now that's not really surprising given the market for these things can go upwards of $40,000 plus. You know, the demand for them have gone way down, especially in the recent few years. So I'm really encouraged by this lineup with the sports bike, the adventure touring. You know, will a big guy like me ever test ride these things or fit onto one of these things? Probably not. I'm going to try, but probably not. But the cool thing is, as they take a step into these types of bikes, you know, it'll probably open up the market for a younger rider. Now that's really nice because when these sport riders get a little older, they start to feel the years and those aches creeping on. they're more likely then to stay with the Harley-Davidson brand as they move to something like a cruiser, like a bagger. So I'm really encouraged by this. I think it bodes well for the company. Now, I'm not a great economist or anything. I just think that it's going to be good for the company. I think overall, as these bikes come online and as you start seeing them coming out of the dealerships, as these riders get around the dealerships more, are involved more with the Harley's owner group, all of that, I just think it's overall a good direction that the company is going. So as we move into the kitchen today, I'm really excited to show you guys this recipe I came up with. It's a Cajun Alfredo chicken. We're going to have the Cajun seasoning on the chicken. We're going to bring in that Alfredo. We're going to bring in the penne pasta. We're bringing in some of that roasted broccoli again, and topping it all with bacon, because anything is better with bacon. So hang on with me. Let's head to the kitchen. Check it out. Hey everybody, thanks for hanging out with me after the ride. Really excited to show you what we're making today. It's going to be some Cajun Alfredo chicken with some penne pasta. We're going to pair that with some garlic roasted broccoli. You've seen me do that before. It's back again because it's so good. We're also going to have a little bit of bacon flavor in there and some grilled bread. Let's check to see what we got at the store today. We bought a chicken breast. We've already patted that dry. Have a couple of pieces of bacon, a cup of penne pasta. We bought some pre-sliced colorful peppers here to add a little bit of color to the dish. I've chopped up some broccoli. We have some olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic salt, some parsley flakes, and then the Slap Ya Mama, which is my favorite Cajun seasoning from down in Louisiana. And then some Alfredo sauce, Parmesan cheese, and we have some bread because we're going to grill up some bread. So that's what we got at the store today. Don't forget, like and subscribe right down there. Let's get cooking. So for the broccoli, we've already chopped up our broccoli into smaller size bits. I'm going to take a tablespoon of olive oil to add into that. There we go. Going to add in about a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic salt. Add in some pepper. And then all we do is stir it up. This is going to go into that 425-degree oven. That's going to go in for about 15 minutes. There we go. We just spread that out to a single layer so all the pieces can roast evenly. In we go. That's simple. Now for the chicken, again, we've already patted that dry. We're going to add on to it on each side. I'm going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit more on this side. And then comes the fun part. We add our Cajun seasoning to rub in. Now you're going to want to sprinkle it nicely across the top here. Pat it in a little bit so that way it gets absorbed into the meat for when we put it into the grill pan. There we go. It's going to be some nice tasting Cajun chicken. Let's get it over to the pan. That goes right in. You can hear that sizzling. Same time, we'll add in some bacon. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Now we've already added the pasta into the boiling water. Don't need to show you that. Boy, that's getting pretty loud. Exactly what you want to hear, guys. Now if you're cooking, that's a great sound to hear, and it's starting to smell good already. That bacon is just going to carry that fragrance into the chicken. It's going to be great. A little trick, just in case your pasta starts to boil over a little bit, add some salt into that. Stir it in, and that helps calm that bubbling over that you get sometimes onto your burner. Little tip there. We're going to get our Alfredo sauce started. We'll just put our Alfredo into our warmed up pan. Now we have this pan at about a 3 or 4. We don't want to cook it, we want to warm it up slowly. Now for the Alfredo, you're going to put in about a teaspoon of your Cajun seasoning. That'll give you a nice mild flavor with that Alfredo sauce. If you do 2 teaspoons, it's going to be a little bit hotter, a little bit stronger. If you do 3 teaspoons, you're getting into some pretty hotness there with the Cajun seasoning. That's going to overpower things a little bit. If you want to do 4 teaspoons, then I guess you're just getting ready for a colonoscopy or something. And I guess you're just going to be buying a new stomach. Then I guess you just want to drain your sinuses out of your face. Then you're going to be spending the next 48 hours in the toilet. Blooper reel. Now for the chicken, we put it on and we leave it as is as we put it on there for about 6 minutes or so. What that's going to do is start cooking that bottom side, getting those grill marks on there because we're using the grill pan. Alright, it's been about 6 or 7 minutes. We're going to flip over both the bacon and the chicken. Got the bacon cooking. See, we got those lines going on the grill for the grill pan. Looks really good. The bacon's crisping up really nicely. Gonna keep going on that. Now that we flipped it, we'll add in our peppers. There we go. We'll spread those out to a nice single layer because those also are going to get the grill marks on it. We're going to roast these up. That's going to be a great addition into the pasta. The bacon's looking nice and done. What we're going to do with that is after it crisps up, we're going to let it cool for a moment and then we're going to crumble it up. That's going to be a great garnish for on top of the chicken once we plate everything up. Alright, we're going to take our bacon out to let it sit. It's crisping up really nicely. It's just on the verge of being overdone. That's exactly what you want for that crispy, so we can crumble that up. We'll spread out the peppers a little bit over to the bacon side because why not add that flavor into the peppers because that'll be really good. Chicken's looking really good as well. We're doing good. I've stirred the pasta all along while we're doing this, and I've also stirred the sauce, so that's warming up nicely as well. Now for the bread, we're just going to butter that up. We melted some butter into one of our little bowls, and using a basting brush, just make sure that's coated nice and evenly, so when we put that in the grill pan, that'll get those lines on, it'll be toasted up really nice. It'll be a nice addition to the side of the plate. Now something for the Alfredo sauce, we talked a little bit about it for the spice level. One thing, if you taste it a little bit and it's too spicy for you, you're going to want to add some sour cream into that. That'll smooth out the flavor. Because you can't add more Alfredo because flavor doesn't cancel out flavor. You need that bland nothingness of the sour cream to calm everything down. Time to mix everything together. We're going to take the peppers out of the grill pan, add that right into the Alfredo sauce. You can see that we have some of the grill marks on there, some of that charring. That's perfect. Perfect what you want to see. We're going to get the chicken resting. So we're going to take the chicken off the grill pan. And basically you just put it onto a plate, cover it with foil. We're going to let it sit there for about 2 minutes while it cools down before we carve it. Next up is we drain off the pasta. There we go. Nice and even, nice and well cooked pasta here. This is going to go directly into that pan with the Alfredo sauce. There we go. What that's going to do is stir in with that Alfredo sauce and the peppers. That's going to create a little bit of a sauce all over the entire thing. Because with the pasta, a lot of times when you strain it and you let it sit for a minute or two, it all kind of forms into a big clump. So when you go put it on the plate, it just plops right out. Well, if you add it to the sauce first, it doesn't do that. It coats with that sauce, and in this case with the peppers as well, and so you don't get that clumpiness. Also going to add in some parsley. There we go. Mix that in. And we'll just let that sit and rest for a moment. Put in our bread onto our grill pan. And it's almost time to plate everything up. Okay, we've already crumpled up the bacon. Time to slice up our chicken. There we go, we've let that rest for a little bit. Now for the chicken, what I like doing, especially if I have the grill marks on it, is I like to just cut it up on the diagonal. Doesn't add anything to the flavor, just makes it look a little better. Alright, time to plate up. Have this wonderful looking pasta with that Cajun alfredo. Those peppers add such a great color to the whole dish. There we go. We'll throw in some of the broccoli. Again, we've roasted that. That came out of the oven. There we go. We'll add on our chicken. Just like that. Sprinkle the top of the chicken with the bacon. Add our piece of bread. We have our Cajun Alfredo chicken with penne pasta. We have some garlic roasted broccoli, nice piece of grilled bread, bacon on top, just because, why not? It's bacon. It's always good with more bacon. Thanks for watching Bike to Table. My name's John, and remember, live to ride, ride to eat.